We're live?
Yep.
Yeah, we're live by 12 seconds. Hey, howdy. Welcome back
to
Continuous Outrage.
a very important episode 37 for all of
And
you.
let me tell you, this week I have lived in Continuous Outrage. It has been a hell of a week.
Yes, absolutely. It has been.
Is that better? I didn't want to block off my beautiful face, Tony.
Whatever's comfortable.
Okay.
That'll be fine.
So we're going to try something
A little
we're gonna do a
different
paint
today.
and talk here. There's a million people in the store. So
There's
we're
a-
live studio audience. We're going to try to get some people cycling in here to, give their opinions. Today, obviously, is a lot about contrast paint. Mm-hmm. After all the talk, it's finally in our hands. We are going to paint with contrast paint. Is this operational, Tony?
Yes.
We can
Yep,
get provide some close-ups of some
Here I can.
stuff on there.
Not that my work's going to be worth looking at, but we will have it. So
I do mind.
go grab.
I was
one
gonna
from-
mess with it.
Go grab one of the demo models. They're
If-
basically Sigmar Marines. Same difference.
I'm sure I have some more.
Painting anymore.
I'm sure I have some gray Marines in the back. You know what? Go ahead. But you probably want to do lead belcher, right? You want to test that scheme?
No. I just want to paint it.
Did you see
Okay.
Ted's?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
so,
I have my
What
hands
time
full
is
with
it,
all
Tony?
this stuff.
It's
That's fine.
1:30.
I just don't want to ruin a model that you want.
So Ted is
I
like
don't.
10
He's a
feet
regular
away
Marine, bro. I don't have any use for him anymore.
Actually, he's an assault.
Okay, but still, he's not a Primaris Marine, therefore he has no value.
from- That's right. So
He has no future.
We've talked about this.
Yep, and I think I'm right.
okay. So Ted is 8 to 10 feet away from where we're currently at. We've been painting for an hour and a half, and Ted has 37 models completed. Showroom quality. Ted, how many on?
He's in a tunnel of painting. How many models you have done?
Is that all contrast paint in front of him?
No, he's like
He bought one of every paint.
No, I'm talking about on the red stand.
Yeah, that.
Oh my! Is that that's the full range then? Yeah. All right, that's $300 in paint.
Yep. He did use a discount. I can
only
verify.
290. No, Ted went crazy today. So yeah, we're gonna try this out. Oh, cool. Tony's got it. Like, this is not a very good picture. What do you think? Where do we want to go with this?
Yeah, you may have to move it.
Well, we can just move the water and stuff.
And we can play with it. We don't know how long
Yeah.
we're gonna be here, so
Yeah.
you guys are along for the ride. We're gonna be in and out. It's gonna be a different kind of thing, but I mean, I guess the topic of the day, the first things first. What do you guys think so far of the contrast paints that you've used?
They're interesting. It's basically, after using them, it's basically just applying a base and a shade at the same time. It's pretty
They
much
do feel very differently, don't you think? Like just from,
Kind
from
of.
anything else you've used.
kind of. But that's basically the impression I'm getting is it's a base and a shade that just works together better because it's all built in. So
Right.
I do like them.
Eli, we got an open mic here if you want in.
Don't-
You already
don't
bought
touch
some?
them
Yeah.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'll just
checked
wait
them out
for
a
Monday
little
to
bit.
get
I think they're pretty cool, man. They're definitely very convenient for
What
your
you got here?
casual
Warp light?
painter.
Like a filthy casual.
You got any Dark Angel
Not a
green?
filthy
I don't.
casual. We're all filthy casual.
Go
More
get it.
like if you're the kind of guy that just wants to play the game, but you want your models
Look,
to look really
there's
good
Dark
too,
Angel Green on the shelf. Just go buy one.
Contrast paints
I don't want to buy one.
Hey, listen.
You're gonna use it.
No, fine. It's on the shelf.
Yeah, we have one on the shelf. Did you
Look
say?
at that,
Oh no,
I
Brad
arrived
didn't
and
pre-order
Brad
any. What?
I arrive and Brad leaves.
Yes.
I think I need to stay.
I think I do not think that's a coincidence.
Yep.
So continue what you were saying. I'm just slapping this wood on this cannon body here. So let's see. how-
That already looks really good.
That looks really awesome, though. I mean, I think this was a great move on GW's part, honestly.
Dude, some people are bashing it. And I really don't fully understand, other than like
I feel like they're just bashing it because you have these very, and I don't want to call them elitist painters, but you have these people that have worked really hard to,
All right.
To get good,
es-
bro.
It's not
establish-
no oil this up. All right.
establish their
you
paint
want to shake it
skills,
really well,
and
'cause,
they
like, the
feel like
contrast, they
having a
settle
paint
a
like
lot.
this
Okay.
just kind of cheapens the work that they
find
put
that's
in
especially
to learn
true.
all the different techniques. But I feel like
your conversation.
you know the contrast paints are just serve as another tool, and if you have the skills to be an advanced painter, you can still apply all the skills you've learned to make your model look even better. Because I've seen people take contrast paints to do the basic painting, And like Dakota mentioned earlier, you know, you would dry brush it or add other techniques to it to make it even better. So I think people who are just getting upset over the contrast paints don't really have in my opinion, I don't think they really have a space to stand on.
No, I agree. I think that you've definitely seen a division of some kind. It's basically, like you said, the higher level painters. I might have been too heavy on some of this stuff, but that are kind of speaking against it a little bit. I've watched a ton of contrast videos, too, in the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I've been just trying to get ready for this.
I think that looks awesome, though.
I think it looks pretty good.
And speaking as someone who has really crappy eyesight, having a paint that kind of does more than one job at once to help get your model looking pretty good without having to strain yourself too hard is really good. Because if you don't have good eyesight or if you have a hard time seeing details, small details, it can be a real pain to really get your painting down.
I think you said the perfect thing. That they're just an addition to the toolbox, right? Like they're not gonna take the place of all your base coating. They're not gonna take the place of all your shading for sure.
Yeah, for real. I mean, like if you want to do hardcore painting where you prime it and you base it and you shade it. I mean, you still got people that do old school shading where they take their fine tip brushes with their dark colors and they go into the creases with the paint and they don't use washes.
They do only pin washing?
Yeah, so it's just
I saw somebody, I saw a video, they were like, people were calling contrast paints cheating, right? And somebody commented on that live stream,
Cheating?
they're like, unless you're in your basement grinding your own pigments, you're technically cheating.
Right?
Right,
Like who are you cheating against? Like, is there some overlord of paint that's watching everybody? And come on now.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like, who are you painting these models for? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Now, if
are you painting for your own enjoyment?
Now, if they ever come out with painting competitions where they say, all right, you can enter your models for this paint competition, but you can only use X techniques to do it, I could see people not wanting to use contrast for that if there was a guideline for that. But overall,
I don't think it's like the ultimate paint job, right? I think you can make some stuff.
It's part of the process, right?
Well, yeah, I think you can make some. Just because someone uses contrast doesn't mean it's even the best it's going to look. It's an easy tool to use, which is why I personally
it's
like it.
specifically marketed, I feel, for, like I said, the casual painter that wants to batch paint their models and get them out as quickly as possible to play on the table and have their models look pretty good.
I think that's the marketing, but I think the application of this is going to be even more.
Oh yeah, I've seen advanced painters use these contrast paints for advanced techniques for like wet blending and other things to be able to create something even more stunning.
It makes wet blending accessible to somebody like me.
But like Dakota was telling me earlier, somebody had used contrast paints to paint one of those big dinosaurs out of the Seraphon.
Yeah, like
starter.
big Seraphon
so
Carnosaur, I think.
Yeah, and he said they painted the top blue and the bottom yellow, and right where the two contrasts meet, it created this nice smooth green transition. So, and that was just a natural effect,
It looked beautiful. I did this too soon.
I don't know.
I have some
contrast
extra
look
brushes in
amazing,
here if you
in
want
my
one.
opinion, like,
I agree.
because that looks right there like once you like spread it around a little bit, you can get it to look like a pretty polished like metal almost.
Yeah, I want this Canon part to look like old, like older metal, not like that, not like a shiny metallic.
Yeah, like a worn out,
Yep.
degraded metal that's been sun bleached and stuff like that. Can metal get sun bleached?
I think so.
I don't know.
So I'm finding this Cygor Brown it is covering very, very well. I like this color a lot.
You want to put it under the camera?
Wow. Yeah. That's really nice.
And
Sorry,
it like the contrast, it spreads very, very easily. It's like it really does apply like a shade wash, but it covers like a base paint.
I'm excited for you to put some gray on that rock.
Yes.
I have Basilicon.
Hey, I have a couple models, Eli. Do you want a brush and a paint?
Sure, I'll take one. I'll take a brush and a paint. Is that Vader right there?
Yeah, you want them?
I don't have a black. You have black?
I have black.
I'll try a Vader. I'll paint this Vader up.
Now, with the contrast, you want to make sure you don't mix it with water. They kind of come apart with water, so like just make sure that your brush is pretty well dried.
Pretty well dried.
It doesn't have to be like completely dry, but if you just wipe off the excess water on paper towel.
I'm sorry, I was trying to shake it.
That'll work just fine.
Joe says it's not Tuesday. How's our, what do we got on Twitch or all the...
No comments yet on
Does
Twitch.
Evan know we're here?
I don't know.
Did you call him?
No.
Not even.
He's
a phone
in
call.
He's in Des Moines. There's your black, bro.
He's like, I could be playing with contrast paints right now, but
I'm in Des
I'm in Des
Moines.
Moines, Iowa.
I gotta fly a stupid plane.
You got to fly a plane?
No, Evan's in Des Moines.
I think he's a pilot for what? Spirit?
Endeavor.
Endeavor?
Yeah, it's a subsidiary of Delta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to glop this mofo right on there.
Yep.
kind of planes does he fly?
You need to
They
apply it
want
pretty
you- They
thick.
tell you to work
CRJ
from the middle of the
900.
model out.
Okay.
So like slap it in the middle and then move it
not-
around.
Okay.
That way it's
familiar with
even,
planes.
or as even as it can be.
I like this black. I'm telling you.
I like that black a lot too. It goes on very smooth, and it covers really well. I've never been a big fan of Abaddon black. It really cuts out a lot of details, but Black Templar seems to be very good. Like I even if I'm not using the contrast method, I will probably be using a lot of that color.
I gotta say, I do like how that covers.
Yeah, it's like very. Didn't they say they spent a lot of time making sure the flow was very, very good?
Yes.
Like that's one of the main things they focused on when developing these paints.
This might sound like a bit of an arbitrary number, but also like contrast dries very, very thin.
So it flakes.
Well, no, not that. It's that it dries very thin as far as like it's like if a normal paint dries at a thickness of, again, an arbitrary of like 100, contrast paints dries at a 3.
Really?
Like it's thickness for like how it is.
Yeah, it's
You know
it's so that it moves to the recesses of the model from the edges. So the edges look lighter and the recesses look darker, it's what gives it its natural highlight.
You know what advantage that gives as well is that if you ever decide you want to strip your models, it's going to be easy as hell.
That's true.
I was thinking that
It's very true.
Brad's been struggling with stripping these blood or Dark Angels for about a week.
I don't know if I would say struggling. They're just sitting in a vat. And I think if I took a brush to them, the paint would just come off now. Like I've done it to one of them like 3 days ago, and the paint was just coming off.
How
So
long have they been sitting in the
like over a week.
Oh yeah.
Like
They're probably fine now.
Yeah, no, I know. I've just been like lazy, so I don't want to pull them out and brush them. But because I would like to do my Dark Angels with contrast.
All I know is this Darth Vader is looking mighty fine.
Got one that Ted did.
Yeah, just a Space Marine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Okay,
Silicon
it is
gray
Space Marine.
over
That's what I
red
thought.
vulture.
Yeah, and then we had. I should have got the guy's name.
Siliconum gray.
This thing came out pretty cool. I should have got the guy's name who printed and did that.
That's Mike's.
Okay.
I would like to see some other colors over the Black Templar as well.
Over Black Templar,
No, not over Black Templar.
over Lead Belcher.
Over Lead Belcher.
I think, yeah, I'm very, very interested in how Lead Belcher will turn out with a lot of things.
Everything I've seen, they look pretty good. Over the metallic color looks nice.
I've seen a lot of the Heresy era schemes for Space Marines being done.
This black makes Darth Vader look amazing.
Isn't that cool?
Look at that.
Yeah. You want to throw him under the camera?
Yeah, where's the camera?
Hang it
This
right
one
there.
here.
It's gonna make you mad, Tim,
There
but I
it
saw
is.
Stormtroopers done up with Apothecary White, and they looked amazing.
That.
See, the one Dakota did, I
That's pretty
didn't.
cool.
I wasn't in love with.
You got it?
Yeah.
I saw some online from a Facebook group. They were
Nice.
perfect.
I just love the way it.
Hey, Tim,
Or is it?
Yes,
that black, thin it out with the medium, it'd be perfect.
the thin down the white.
No, you thin down the Black Templar, you thin it down with the medium, you make it a thinner wash, then you put it on the white, and a dry brush, you're done.
Okay.
Actually, works quite good on Stormtroopers. Especially you got 50 of them.
Why does this guy have so many purity seals, Dakota?
Because he's
it's
pure.
one of my Marines.
I know, but like, what did he do?
He
He's
earned
very
them.
pure, bro.
He's got like 8.
He earned them.
He earned them.
Like, why is he still just a Marine?
Man, I keep hitting that.
He's an Assault Marine.
He should be like, he should be like the
Primaris?
chapter master now.
You should see how many Purity Seals my Chapter Master has.
Oh my goodness. Is he just all?
I have a bits box
long
that's
does it take
full
to
of Chapter Master. Or I'm sorry,
I
a bits
would
box that's full
give
of
it just a
purity
little bit of
seals.
time.
My Chapter Master is just in it.
Oh my god.
That cannon looks awesome.
I don't really.
Right?
I don't love the. You like the cannon part?
I do. Yeah.
Why don't you layer it on a little
I
bit?
might put a. I probably should have went with black instead of the gray, but I wanted to try.
I think the
gray.
gray looks fine. It's good contrast between that and the Wildwood.
See, this is what you could do, like another kind of like advanced technique kind of thing. I mean, it's not really advanced, but like instead of just glopping on one color of contrast, you could have done the black, because it would have ended up being like this kind of darker, muted tone, and then you could have added just a tad bit of that color on top of it to kind of make some bleached parts, to kind of make it look a little more worn. But that looks really good on its own.
What about this little Griff dog?
Griff dog.
You see that guy?
Griff Dog Millionaire.
Oh, that's a cute little dog. I'm a cute little model. That's awesome.
Don't make that sound.
Tony,
Why are
what do
all
you
your-
think of all this nerding out, bro?
Oh, I don't know. I've gotten used to it.
I've gotten used to it.
I need to get a painting handle for that can hold bigger models like this.
You guys don't have the.
I have
we-
a painting
we
handle.
do,
It's
I-
just at home.
I have the small handle.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't bought the large one yet.
Oh yeah, I don't have a large one either.
Well, I haven't had any projects that have required it.
Yeah. Well, like, I've done my Riptide, but like, I don't need a painting handle for that. Like, the model's huge.
Then you just kind
You just hold the base,
of. True.
and then when you want to do the feet and stuff, you flip it upside down. You hold on to the top of it because it's so big, it really doesn't matter.
Is this Sigor, bro? I'm gonna borrow some of that.
It's very good. It's very dark, as
That's
you,
okay.
as
I'm
you
gonna-
can see. Like it is.
I'm gonna do a horsey here.
A horsey.
I got my horses in the back.
Oh my God! Don't.
Don't do it.
What's that even mean?
Means they're
And
not
then
in the
It,
front,
it
bro. I don't know how
it
else to
does
say
cover very dark, but it's
the back of
it's
what?
spreading well. Look, well, this model is a Sigor, so I figured it was appropriate.
I don't get it.
For what?
Painting the Sigor in Sigor brown.
I got my Sigor in the back.
Once again, in the back of what?
The Sigor trailer, bro. Where do Sigors go?
Not in trailers.
I got my Sigor in the bag. Oh my God.
Joby, how many skeletons you gotten done?
Like 3 or 4. Easy.
I feel attacked.
Stuff skeleton's too easy, bro. You can't even count that. It's
Dude,
two
it's
layers.
How
it's
many did you
two-
have done
It's
before?
2 paints and you're done.
5.
He's almost doubled his number of painted skeletons in 20 minutes.
Welcome to Contrast Paints, ladies and gentlemen.
He's like, skeletons aren't fair.
I think they count, man. It's all about painting models, like getting them done.
Did you do that Hormigaunt all in contrast, Dakota?
Yep.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, I really like him.
It's not this, is it?
All right, Brad, you've been playing for a little while. What do you think?
I like them. I like them. It takes some time getting used to like going over an entire marine with one color.
It's
Because
very different, right?
It feels.
Well, I used to-
It feels wrong.
yeah, well, I used to either do it out of a can or do it with an airbrush. That's what I'm used to doing. So it's like I don't use brushes to cover a whole marine, but I do like
you go.
the contrast method in terms of what it looks like when you're done. So I might just start doing it.
I definitely feel like a larger brush is necessary.
Yeah. No, I've got this small layer brush.
I think it just depends, man, because like I'm trying to do parts on this horse right now that I wish I had more control.
So Adam from Facebook wonders, how long is the demo going?
Honestly, we're just gonna kind of go today until people stop painting. Like originally, we kind of planned until 2, but plenty of people are still hanging out and doing
So-
stuff. And
I wanted
so
to limit it just so like it wasn't perpetual, but if you come in and want to try them out, we'll.
So
Yeah,
you're
we'll
not
tell
supposed to
you
use
now.
water with contrast paints.
Yeah,
Are you-
like
are
you
you
don't
in the-
you
are
don't
you
like
in
put it
the
on a
area,
pallet and thin it down with water.
Yeah.
like
okay.
that
Oh,
will
okay.
that will
Because I
like,
do need to clean off my brush.
Yeah, no, so that's perfectly fine. They're hydrophobic, I think was the
Yeah,
the
that's
term for
what
it.
that means. They separate from water, I think.
Which makes me wonder, like, if the model gets wet after the fact.
Well, they're gonna need to be.
Sealed.
Seal coated, yeah.
It shouldn't hurt it if it's not water based. Do we know what the base is? Some
It's
sort of
acrylic.
I think they're all
Acrylic?
acrylic
Okay.
still. Hey, this little Griff boy, he turned out pretty good.
We see him on
Dark
screen.
Phoenix was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that
see
one
him?
yet.
I heard it was awful.
Hand it over.
Poor Sophie Turner.
Yeah, she was in Game of Thrones, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Poor Game of Thrones fans.
Not poor Game of Thrones, poor fans.
Yeah, really.
Check out this Griff boy.
There you go. These things
Tony,
over the years.
hit that camera up. I'm going to put the cannon I did. That's all pretty much dry. Oh, I missed a big spot underneath.
Why would you
How's it
do
going,
that?
Ted?
You know what's great about these paints?
What?
It's impossible.
Look at Ted. Look at.
Oh, thank you. Gave it to Mr. Shaky over here.
Give me that one. I'll try that one for you.
Thank you.
Help!
Yeah, that's cool.
It actually doesn't look too bad, that cannon.
I like the cannon. That's Basilicum Gray, you said, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, overall, the wood looks okay. I got to go through and.
You're never gonna see like those horrifically painted Space Marine faces.
Oh my God! Never
Thin your
again.
paints.
Like, I think that's an impossible
Dude,
achievement.
Vader's
with these
looking
paints.
good over here.
Yeah. I like the way these cover. I like the way these
regular
cover.
color?
No, I'm just looking for a white.
There's more water. Watch your left hand, Dakota.
Like I've already done the basing with the contrast paints, now I'm just doing details on all of Vader's like
I need
little
more side door.
little areas.
Yeah. My biggest issue is coloring within the lines. That's gonna be my biggest problem. With
Hasn't
these.
that been your issue since kindergarten?
I was just about to say
Ha, ha,
that.
ha,
I was just about to say that.
Another child falls through the cracks in the American educational system.
Listen, my biggest problems in school was not coloring.
It was the fact they didn't let you color enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays.
No,
Brad, you're a
Bradley.
senior in high school.
I still wanted to color.
Who can blame you?
I mean, it's not like we were learning anything else.
Amen, brother.
You are correct.
What's really funny is just going back to school and just realizing, wow, high school was pointless.
Yep.
Shouldn't I have learned this? That was my favorite thing, getting to college, and people are like, yeah, you know, idiot, this is like what it means. I was like, oh.
I guess it's not all entirely like the math classes weren't pointless, right?
Not all of them.
It
Although-
depends on who you are,
Well, it depends. I mean,
right? Like, if you're.
you need them for college.
I have never,
That's what I'm saying.
at any point in my life, I have never required calculus.
Well, me neither, but I've used algebra.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I've at least had to know it for future classes in college, like statistics.
Just black, bro.
Was that
Stats was actually a fun
Black.
class, contrary to
black, baby?
Yeah, stats is somewhat useful.
Yeah, and you learn some good information in it too. There was plenty of.
I never liked math. Math always messed with me.
I was always pretty good at math. I never had a problem with it.
I sucked at it.
I was terrible at science.
See, I was the opposite. I was good at science.
You know, they say most people are either really good at math or really good at science.
I was really good at science,
Yeah.
but I sucked at math. Hard.
Yeah, exactly.
English and literature, that was where I really shined.
I actually think there's also like, it's really interesting. There's like the genders also differ in those cases. Too.
Nope.
Usually,
Nope, they're exactly the same.
no,
man.
no, they're not. So like women are usually really good at science, but really bad at math. And men generally are better at math than they
Well,
are science.
welcome to the bigot hour.
I didn't say anything. I wasn't saying anything to try to be controversial. I was just like, hey, this is a fun fact.
Welcome to the.
If people get triggered, it's not my fault.
Should I do the tail in a different color?
Good transition, bro.
Maybe lighter.
Going to a dark.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
So you're liking the color you're getting out of there with
I'm liking the Griff
Dark
boy
Angel
here.
over top of Wraithbone?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I think those might be kind of inconsequential. I don't think there would be much of a difference between Wraithbone and Grey Seal.
I mean, maybe not with Dark Angel Green.
Yeah, but I think the color I would get from like definitely black and white would be.
Dude, this Vader's
Would,
coming
I
out
think, be
great
better.
with contrast. Look at that. Put him over under the camera.
Check this Vader out.
And that was just the.
Eli is doing it.
That's pretty good.
And that's just the small amount of time that I took to paint it. And I haven't even touched a paintbrush in a while.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm so good. Look at it. I'm joking. I really enjoyed it. I think painting that would be
We got Blood Angels right anywhere?
legit.
You have it right there.
Nope. Yeah, I know.
Why is he painting on the carpeted table.
because he's good at this.
It's contrast paints.
Brett, it's literally fine until it's not. Like, that's how spills work.
The whole point of these paints is how thin they are.
Well, the good thing about Vader is that no one's ever really gone.
I'm done. Kill the stream. Kill the stream.
I don't get it.
Oh, you haven't seen the.
Have you seen the newest trailer for Star Wars?
Yeah, but I try to forget about it.
No one's ever really gone, Brad.
You know what that means? That means death is inconsequential.
You're not wrong.
That's a cool universe to live in.
Unless you're Carrie Fisher.
Whoa!
Jesus.
Here
Too
comes
soon?
Brad with the controversy hour.
So it's a big hour.
Well, they've already proven they can do it.
Okay, I'm gonna
Bring
go,
her back, right?
Right.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
to the Jurassic Park line. Like, just because we could doesn't mean we should.
A while ago, South Park actually did something really funny with like holograms. So they're like bringing back all these old dead TV and music stars for like their Christmas special, right? And they had like Kurt Cobain singing and Michael Jackson, and it was basically like just rehashing all these dead celebrities in the same way they're doing in Star Wars. It was pretty funny.
All I'm gonna say
Were they
is
trying
that
to
black
reference
contrast for
Star
Vader-
Wars in
Well,
that?
no. What the funny thing is, they did that, and then Star Wars happens.
Then people, then Rogue One or whatever.
Yeah, they've actually on a lot of stuff. They've been pretty ahead of the curve, which is actually quite interesting.
Is there any art code?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have art.
I think honestly, like this right here would be the perfect paint job for Vader, since he's mostly all black anyway. But then I would want to put a layer of art coat on him to give him that sheen on his armor.
I would do that as well.
And then-
I do not have art coat.
Oh, it's all good. I need to take off anyways, but
You're gonna leave us?
yeah, I gotta go drop off some buddies and got some housework I need to take care of. But I appreciate being on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being able to paint a Vader with this new contrast stuff was really legit.
It'll probably work really well too for going over your mistakes. I'm thinking when you start doing your highlights, you start covering up a lot of your mistakes. 'Cause you won't be doing you won't be using contrast for that.
So yeah, the Vader looks pretty cool. Here,
Yeah, he did a really good job on Vader, and it's such a simple process, just taking that black to him.
So what was that color for the purity seals? Was that
That's
no
no,
not red
for
not
the
red
for
tag.
the
ribbons.
yeah, scale.
okay.
Yeah,
Where's that at?
looks like there might be a few spots that need to dry a little bit more.
it's probably over there. No, we have a spill.
You spilled contrast?
Yes.
Oh no! You saw it first at Acropolis Games.
Yep. Gonna have to use it right off of this.
Not gonna clean it up.
Well, I don't want to waste it.
Good point.
Oh, we had the first tip over?
Yeah, we
Yep.
had the first contrast spill ever.
Ever, I'm sure.
Ever. In development, never happened.
Well, he's about as done as he's gonna get. At least as willing as I want to do. Doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great simply because of my skill. So,
How's he look?
I'll put him up on the camera.
Okay.
Oh shit! Those things of water are probably
Yeah.
gonna be in the way.
Yeah. You might want to tilt him because right now you see the top. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, just kind of
Yeah.
painting him up. I really like how the green raised the edges on the models. I think that looked really good. But that was just kind of a quick job. I don't think it took me longer than 10 minutes to do. So let this serve as a lesson to the rest of everyone else.
Tim!
Don't spill your paint.
Do you have any use for Sigor Brown on the rest of your horses?
Do I need it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Dang it.
Why? You can paint one.
No, I spilled some brown. So if you want it,
Use it. Put it on the horses.
I've got this.
Oh my God! It happened.
I told you. Brad said it was the first time it was ever spilled. Happened here on the podcast.
First contrast spill ever recorded in history.
History.
Yes.
Did it show up on the screen?
We might need to fact check that.
I don't think we do.
Fact check that, Tony, but I guarantee it's true.
I'm gonna just assume it's not.
I don't think you can. You know what I wasn't planning on doing? Painting another horse right away.
Yeah, you know what? I was planning on moving to another color, but now I'm.
Apparently, you're working off the palette that is soaking up that sweet elixir as we speak. Dude, this stuff's like oil when you put it on.
Yeah, it's really, really thick. This was a really good idea.
What?
Doing the demo.
No, yeah, I think people are enjoying it. Giving people a chance to paint that haven't done it before. Like I was telling those guys over at the demo table, these paints do not make you a good painter. They do not take the place of skill or patience.
Yeah. So Kristen wonders, is that Eli Vasquez?
It was.
It was Eli
And
Vasquez,
Jason from Facebook says it's not.
It's not. It definitely is.
This is going to be the moment of truth. What do we think? Should we do the bike in Wraithbone or Gray Seer? It's going to be black and white. Bolt guns are going to be red. I'm thinking gray, or not red. They're going to be gray.
I think Grace here.
Think Gray Seer? I was thinking Gray Seer too.
All right. I'm not sure exactly
Oh.
what brush to use, man, because like you need to move it around, but you also don't want to get it where you don't want it.
So apparently, when Jason said it's not, he wasn't referring to Eli. He was referring to. He said it's not the first spill.
To what?
Well, of course it's not.
It's not what?
He clarified.
Oh, it is not the first one. Thanks. Anybody need Cygor Brown?
I like listening to like people talking about the paints.
I'm glad I finally get to try them. I've waited for over a month.
We know.
We know. We've talked about it every week. I just think these things are so good for the hobby, man. Like,
Yeah. I mean, even not being somebody who plays it, I do definitely think it's cooler to look at a table of painted
absolutely.
models than all gray
All gray,
or silly
crappy.
putty or
Or silly putty.
yeah.
I like that ad, Tony, a dirtbag.
Yeah. Are you gonna be reaching your 3 or 5 color minimum on these?
For tournaments?
Right.
No. Not for a while.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean, are we going to be changing to a minimum?
No, I meant like on your models that you're painting right now. Are you going to be reaching that standard?
I think on a large model like this guy,
Oh, I would
it's
I would
kind
hope
of
so.
impossible not to.
Right, right.
But like Vader,
Yeah. Well, he's got red, green, and black.
yep. Even if green is only a spec,
What's green? His chest?
Yeah, yeah.
I think if you really like added something to his base, and then took some ard coat to like the features of his helmet, you'd hit that level.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like it's kind of a character that just doesn't call for more.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh, he's got white on there too.
You looking at Vader?
Yeah, yeah. I got it.
Oh, you took a picture of it? Nice.
Yeah.
Go ahead and have a seat. Tell
Hey,
us
do
what
you
you
need
think.
Cygor Brown?
No, I'm good.
'Cause-
That is pretty dark. That's like, it looks more muddy than anything.
It's very
Yeah, it did
good.
come out really dark, but I think when it gets fully dried and you see all the other details,
come
I think
out,
it'll be
yeah.
really good.
Once it evaporates quite a bit. Just like your mat.
Yeah, like this whole thing is.
See, I think even with the contrast, like this works great, but even so, I'd still go back with a dry brush and probably.
No,
like,
you
highlight
still you
things.
still got to do the little things. To,
That cannon looks great though.
everybody likes the cannon, man. I don't know if I'm sold on it yet.
Well, see, I don't know. The wood looks good.
The wood does look good. I'm talking like the cannon specific.
Looks like the cannon could use a touch up, but pretty cool overall.
What's that? The cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed some.
You missed some spots.
Definitely missed some spots.
Thank you, sir.
It's like at first glance I didn't see it, but then like
Yeah, once you really look.
once you do this, it gets pretty obvious.
That really doesn't look too bad. The parts that are done doesn't look too bad.
Right. Yeah, no, the parts that are done do look quite good.
Yeah, like where you missed.
Yeah, yeah.
missed
That's yeah. Because Because yeah, it looks like several different colors, which is I realize the
I'm
point.
gonna have to be more diligent in removing mold lines now.
Oh, absolutely. They don't cover them up anymore.
No.
Yeah, any little blemish is gonna come right out.
Yeah.
Like you can see on this, even right where the two molds kind of
Yeah.
came together.
No, that's what I got on my bike right here. I'm gonna have to. This one's already done, but I'm gonna have to go through the other ones and remove all the mold lines that I counted on covering up.
Yeah, it's a pretty dark line, both on the cannon itself, and you can also see it on the wheels.
It's not even table ready. Need
What?
3 colors.
Yeah.
Well, you could pick
Well,
out.
that's
you could
not a
pick
unit
out
of its
rivets
own,
and
though,
stuff.
is it?
Yeah, I know. I was just joking.
What'd you say, Tony?
It's not its own unit, though, is it?
I don't
Or
think so.
Would that be required to?
I think it's per model basis.
Yeah.
Okay. But is that a model of its own? I don't know.
I mean, he's a model, right? He's not like a unit in of itself.
I don't know what it is.
Well, even then, it really does go by the
Your models need 3 colors now.
yeah.
Jason on Facebook says, yes, of course. I don't know what that refers to. And Tony, not me, says, hi, Dakota.
Who did?
Tony Waska.
Tony, what's up?
You guys need a more original name.
Then Tony.
Yeah, all these
We have
people
a-
named Tony.
We have a lot of Tonys around here.
Apparently.
Okay, so after being a little diligent and soaking up a lot of that paint, I almost completely refilled the pot.
Wow.
With what, a brush?
Yeah, the brush was the big one. Because you can make all your own metallics. They'll probably come out with them at some point just to be curb the laziness.
I would love that. I'm so lazy.
We know, Brad.
You still working on horses?
Well, I was forced to work on more horses than I had originally wanted to, because Dakota decided that my can or my pot of Cygor needed to be dumped.
Yeah, I'm working on my Ravenwing bike.
How do you like it on a bike so far?
It's interesting. It is interesting. I'm a little concerned about all the flat surfaces, but I think there's enough raised.
They're small surfaces.
Exactly.
Though.
I think there's enough raised edges where it'll work just fine.
Tony, when you about ready, bro?
About.
About ready to dip your toe in?
Yeah.
A little off topic. I'll tell you how it happened later, but I got zucked the other day.
You got what?
Zucked.
Oh my God!
Because
Because you can't behave, man.
Something to do
Put
with
it on.
Facebook?
Huh?
Something to do with Facebook?
Yeah. I got put in Facebook jail for a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you can't behave.
I want to hear about that.
You can't toe the line, man.
Yeah.
You know what I think these are going to do? I think they're going to make sub-assembly even more important.
Yeah.
Where you don't put the whole model together because you're trying to... Man.
Yeah, we were just kind of discussing that. How you're gonna have to really clean everything off before you
Yeah, it's just like...
paint.
Man, I think what this stuff's doing is highlighting how poor of a painter I actually am. I really struggle keeping stuff in the lines, apparently. I think the best thing I've done so far is that tiny Griff guy. That Vader looks fantastic, man.
Yeah, he does.
And he did it in like 20 minutes.
Which?
The Vader looks
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I feel like some of the small stuff, like the I don't know, is contrast paint that much of a benefit on like the lightsaber or the buttons?
No, I think your best results are going to be when things are combined with other techniques.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You'll want to do a layer technique on that lightsaber, or a dry brush over it would look really cool.
Right.
too.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, I mean, contrast is okay, but
It's good for what it's good for is like multiple raised surfaces,
right.
like detailed surfaces. Which
Yeah.
on flat surfaces, like some sort of small cylinder like that, it's not going to look bad.
No,
but
it
you're not
looks
gonna
fine.
That's
I
not
mean,
really what
it's-
it's used for.
Right, but like it'd be cool if you could do something that was like that glowed or something. But that's
Oh, absolutely.
That's
That'd be a different technique, though.
well, yeah, it'd be a different paint.
I mean, yeah.
Tony, all right, man, let's do it.
Do what?
Step up, do a model. I'm going to go grab what color do you want to do?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay. Well, here, you have access to all these in front of you. So everybody, this is Tony's very first model in
Yeah.
his whole life.
It is. I don't know what.
So just pick a color, give it a good shake, and you want to hit center mass on the model and work around. You want to basically move the paint around on it.
Okay. Let's do blue. Is this the one that explodes every time you open it?
No, that's the Leviton blue. Is that the one you picked?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's no bueno. Just be careful.
Don't do it, or
No, just yeah,
Okay.
just be gentle opening it.
you can definitely see the brush strokes really easily on this.
And that's because my buddy kept trolling me, so.
It when it dries, some of that is alleviated.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of it actually is in terms of brush strokes because it's so
Thin.
thin. Yeah, exactly. The brush strokes kind of disappear, which I actually kind of like. That's one less thing you get worry about when you're painting a model.
All right. But apparently not on flat surfaces. Is that the case?
Right.
Yeah,
Flat
the
surfaces, they
surfaces
show up
what
a
you gotta
lot
watch
better.
out. You just gotta watch out for the pool.
I forgot to shoot
All right.
that last time.
How often should I be dipping my brush?
Just
when you run out of paint.
Okay.
Yeah, when it doesn't when it feels like you're not applying it.
I often find that whenever I'm painting anything, I always like go drier than I probably should.
Yeah, you don't really gotta worry about thinning your paints out with this stuff. So.
Well, I've
Dab off,
not painted anything so advanced that I would have had to.
Yeah.
Like I painted a room once.
A rune?
Room.
A room? Oh, okay.
With house paint.
Okay.
Yeah, house paint. I painted my desk. That was the last thing I painted. Which I did not add any contrast because it doesn't need it.
Oh, dude. Do a desk with contrast paint. It costs like $500.
It would. It would cost about that.
Hey, you could you could alleviate the cost of brushes though. Just pour it right on there.
Yeah.
Actually, you know they make contrast paints for stuff like that? It's called staining.
Yeah.
Like wood staining. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it will accept that is MDF board mostly. So there's nothing to.
Yeah. No, I know. There's no real contrast. It's just contrasting with the original
Right.
wood.
Yeah. Yeah. That brown that you have there seems to, or not the one that you're on now. I don't think. The one on the body.
The Cygor brown.
Sure. It seems to be a lot flatter than most of the other.
Yeah, I think so too. Like it's very dark. It's very dark as far as contrast paints are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So it has cost a lot of detail in the model.
I mean, you just have the body in that, though. So
Yeah. It's not. It'll look different once you get the tufts and everything.
Right.
I like that Nasdrag yellow.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't think I would like that, but I'm actually really liking how
Here,
that's
let's,
coming around.
I'll press the button real quick.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
I'll wait till you give me the go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't like to focus. There we go. It's focused.
The
There you
leg
go.
there, that's the Nasdrag yellow. Which I actually really like that. The pot looks brown, so I didn't think it would come out like this, but that's really nice. But that's what these tests are for.
Yeah, on the shield I can definitely see it's a lot lighter towards the center of the shield.
Should I use black on the tires as well?
That makes sense.
Maybe a gray.
You could do basilicum gray instead
I
if you
might-
want it to be different.
I might do that instead. Dakota, what'd you say I should use on the cloak?
Skeleton horde.
Skeleton horde. Okay. Didn't I already use? Oh yeah, I used that on the purity seals. That'll look just fine.
All right.
What do you think, Tony?
I don't know. I've never used anything else.
So what do you think about what you're doing, though?
I think I'm not very good at it.
Me neither.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I pretty much got that whole model painted, mostly because I only used, 2 colors.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with all the black. At least until I start on something else and realize that I need to do my coat. Guess who just joined the club?